Welcome back to CodinGame Fall Challenge 2023. Day 2. What is this? Scanned, destroyed. That's just accumulating all the scans and destroys over all the games. Okay. So, let's see, where are we right now? We're in Wood 1. Let's see if we can progress to Bronze this stream. I'll probably only have time for 2 hours, to be honest. Alright, we'll see. So, I wrote a lot of to-dos last time of ideas how to continue. I think the most important one is this idea of where we go when we're looking for fish. Because right now it's a disaster. We're just kind of sitting on the bottom of the ocean. Like, it would be better just to move randomly than to do that. So we need to figure something out. Let's have a look. Just have a look at all the to-dos, remind myself what all the things... Okay, so creatures map keeps track of last known position. That's what we want. It's just should keep track of last known position. Can use vector algebra, yet it's fine. Don't need to do that right now. Find optimal movement to capture most creatures. That's a minor thing. Just chase the rest of the fish away. Yeah, that's something we can do. The minor thing, because we'll basically have already won. Most likely we'll have won the game already at that point, but the enemy might catch up. To do, don't wait forever. The fish we are waiting for may have left the map. Yeah, so if you're looking for a fish and you can't find it, and you've kind of searched the whole area you think it must be, then you have to give up. You have to conclude that he's gone. That's memory, so it's not a turn-based, it's not like a localized turn thing. Like, you have to actually remember what you've done the past few turns. So we're gonna have to start implementing some sort of history knowledge. Alright, so we have potential bonus points exceeding a threshold, head to surface. This is very important. Also, that's a to-do. That might be the one we do right now. To-do, just chase the rest of the fish away. Yeah, that's a minor thing to do. Don't wait for am I gone back in the circle again? Alright. To do. Maybe head to stop or abandon a hysteresis. This is okay. This might be the most important thing. Maybe we should do this. Because right now we're just sitting on the ocean floor, which is no good. Do we even really want to head to... So we're heading to the bottom. Well, we're heading to the place where we think the most valuable fish are. Let me have a look at what the enemy is doing. Let's see if we can get some ideas from them. Like, I think a lot of the time you just want to shut your engines off and just drift, don't you? See, this is weird. They're staying put. They're costing engines to do that. Would you actually want to do that? Hang on. Put the bands on. I want to see the bands. So they're sitting here. Why are they sitting here? That's a very odd move, I think. There's no fish here. Like, your best place, if you're going to sit anywhere, it might as well be in this band here. And as soon as they see a fish, they... That's very interesting. As soon as they see this fish here, this one starts moving as well. Now, I think it's just because it's mirroring. I think they're actually mirroring each other's moves. Yeah, they're doing the exact same thing. Which is interesting, except here. See, at this point they're being wasteful with the light, because you don't need to... You don't need to double up. They're doubling up now. That's completely wasteful. But it's doing alright. So what can we learn from that? I think... I don't really want to adopt the boss's strategy. It seems to work for the boss, but we can do a better thing. Alright, I think we should... work on our... Okay, if we don't see any fish, because that's most of the time you don't see any fish in range. We need to decide where to go. It's tempting to go to the bottom where the good value fish are. I think frightening fish doesn't actually matter that much. Because if they are within range to be frightened, you probably also see them. Wait, let's have a look at the numbers again. And if we're in the middle of the map, we're unlikely to scare them off the side of the map. So how does frightening work? So they get frightened within 1,400, but we see, at least when the big light is on, we see 2,000. So if the light is on, we'll see them. We'll be able to scan them. So that's not an issue if they're frightened. In fact, in some ways it's good, because it scares them away from the enemy. It's only bad if our light is off, so we kind of want our light to be on a lot of the time. Alright. think a better thing we should do then is just kind of stay put around this point here for now. 5,000, 7,500 instead of going to the bottom. So let's say target depth equals we need some comments here. I keep forgetting what all this stuff is doing. So check for creatures in range. Check for unscanned fish. Right, that's just that. Search for fish. This is the stuff that needs improving now. So we go for the one where we know there are fish we haven't scanned and they're probably in that region. You know what? We've got 2 drones. Why don't we just send one to the deep and one to the shallow? Our drones are labeled 0 and 1 or something. What are the ID nums of these drones? Oh, it goes 0, 0 and 2, or 3 and 1 and 3. So 1 is always going to be 0, 1, and 1 is always going to be 2 or 3. So we can check if it's less than or equal to 1. So we could say the less than or equal to 1 is the shallow one, and the 2 plus will be the deep one. Can we do that? Maybe that's better. So we say alright, so target depth equals, let's say in fact we could position them one on this band here so it captures both, and the other one could be on this band here so it captures both here. I reckon that's a better way of doing it. So let's say okay, don't do it like this. Just say alright, so okay, we don't need that anymore. Target depth is, so we look at the type bands. So I want one to go to 5,000 and one to go to 7,500. If drone.id num is less or equal to 1, else go to the next bottom of the next band. Right. If, let's just say, so target pos equals, it'll just be width over 2 and target depth. So that's just where we want them to go. Alright. If drone.pos equals target pos, if we're already there, might as well just you know what? We don't need to keep saying if, well, what happens if we tell it to put the light on but it doesn't have battery? Will it throw an error or will it just try anyway? Let's change that. Let's say just always try to turn it on. Maybe the game will be generous and we don't have to go with the if condition. Okay, just take this out. If else. Okay, don't worry about that for now. Self.move drone to target position. True. Right, we're not doing that right now. And center to predict a spot. It's not really a to do, that's a to maybe. I don't know. Let's try this then. Is it going to error when we run out of battery? No errors. It just ends. Okay. What are these? Okay. Game ends because it's done. Fine. Let's have a look at how they behave then. They go here. See, look, we scared a fish away. Could we have captured him? No, because we've already got him. We're waiting for the shell. Oh wow, look, the shell is just going up and down. So it could just stay put. It won't necessarily get close to us. Okay, well anyway, this is improved. Let's just submit that. At least we're not going sitting on the bottom of the ocean floor. See, we're never going to get these medals. Or at least we're never going to get many of them, because we're just sitting on our findings but not delivering them. And we've already got a combo here. One of every type 2, which is something we're likely to get if we're going to sit at both bands here. Also, we don't want them to be in sync with their lights, because that's inefficient. Is there a way we can... Should we randomize it? If we randomize it, it might the lights might go out of phase, and then that's more efficient. Either that, or we just I'll think about it. Thing is, I don't want this appearing in the logs all the time. That's just wasting log space, and it'll make it harder to read stuff. All right, we'll change that. Say, well, we can do it in this method here. Let's say, when we're trying to light, so it's true when it's true and drone dot battery is greater or equal to light charge. Okay, that way we don't just accumulate so many logs. Alright, so could we win by... The thing is, the enemy does have better scans than us. We should collect all these bonus points. So what is the enemy's logic for not looking for this final fish? Do they just assume... And they scared it off then. So if I had gone to the surface, would I have won? Because I'd get a lot more bonus points. Okay, I think the next thing we need to do is this bonus point stuff, because we're just wasting points by not cashing in on them. So I think we've improved this fish searching by sitting on this band. For now, later we can do something smarter, but where's my coffee? Oh, I didn't collect it. I mean, sitting in these bands is alright for now. Maybe moving left and right would actually... We kind of want to move left and right as well, I don't know. Send them in opposite directions. So we could move to, like, the left edge and then the right edge, I don't know. we can do that later on. I think now we need to focus on bonus points. Let's see. Alright, so that's that sorted out. Do that. Alright, this predicted spot thing is kind of, I just realized it's not as accurate as it could be when I first put the idea forward, because fish can bounce off each other. I forgot about that. So that means, I said before, you'll know where a fish will end up unless they get frightened at some point. That's not true, because they bounce off each other, so it becomes a bit of a Brownian motion situation, but not too much because they don't often collide with each other, but still, that does affect it. Also, when you see fish, you usually are going to scan them. It's not often that you see them and then they get away, so that's not so important. We don't really need to keep track of where they may be for now. This logic's pretty good for now. If we see a fish, just make every effort to capture it. We could do that, but it's to do this, we would basically say if we see multiple fish, we need to move to a position that would capture the most of them. What algorithm do you use for that? You wanna... So you basically got a disc of a certain radius, which is dependent on your light, and you wanna move the center of the disc such that it covers most of them. You could move to the centroid of them, but that's not optimal necessarily. It might be a good estimate, but for example, if you got a bunch here and one far away, you don't want to go in the middle of them because you'll capture nothing. You want to go towards the cluster, don't you? It's a I mean, you can just use a brute force algorithm. Just place a circle everywhere and see which one covers the maximal. I think there's algorithms for this. What is it? Position of disk to cover most points, something like that. Disk covering problems with most points. I mean, the numbers are small enough that we can just try every position. It will add a bit of overhead though, so it's not great, but it's not often that we'll be in this situation. It is... Smallest real number such that n disks, so n is 1 for us, of radius r can be arranged in such a way to cover the unit disk. Not quite the problem. We're trying to... We've got n equals 1 and we're trying to maximize the disk. This is all advanced stuff. We're not looking for that. Here we go. Stack Overflow will have a less complicated one. So we're trying to... Yeah, we have a circle of a given radius. Position of the circle that covers maximum number of points. Basic observations. I assume the radius is 1. Given any 2 points, there exists at most 2 unit circles on which they lie. Oh, this is a good observation here. You can move it so that it's actually touching 2 points. So for every pair of points... Okay, so you go through all pairs of points. There are 2 circles that would touch those 2 points. So for every pair of points, you try both circles and just compute the number of points. That's it. I mean, the number of points we've got is so small anyway, but that's pretty good. N squared log n exact. Okay, well this is the key really. I guess that's pretty straightforward. We can do that, but that's... I'm gonna copy a link here. Can you link to a... yeah, here. Copy link. Just put that here. There we go. We'll implement that. Alright, here is the key. This is where we cash in our bonus points. So we need to calculate how many... Can you have a scan even if you already have that in your scanned list, in your report? So what I mean is, if I've scanned a fish before, could it end up in my scan again? I can't see any... I'm guessing the answer is probably no. Because I wouldn't really... Because it wouldn't get you points, so... So can 2 drones... Let me look at these drones. Can they both be holding the same... Can they both scan the same fish and both be holding a copy of that scan? Yes, they can, look. Right there, they're both scanning both of those fish. And then they're both holding them. Ah. Makes sense. So, so for a given drone, we want to be able to calculate how many bonus points we'll get if this drone were to right now head to the surface. And make some decision about whether to cash in or just keep searching. We should set that threshold quite low to begin with, because why not cash in? So this will be game method. Get potential bonus points for a given drone. Now, we don't care about how many non-bonus points we get, because there's no reason to cash those in. Because you automatically cash them in at the end of the game. There's no reason to cash them in early that I can think of, unless you want to end the game early, but even if you do, it won't end unless the opponent can still catch up. So yeah, I don't think there's actually any reason to ever cash in non-bonus points. So we just want to know the bonus points. Okay. So we basically have to go through the different tricks you can get, the different combos. Why do I keep appearing and disappearing from this streamers list? I think it's a bit finicky, this thing. It used to be more reliable. Hello, DIJ. It's going alright. I'm in Wood 1 League. So the third league from the bottom. I feel like by the end of the stream I could get to bronze. It's probably Twitch's fault for it being bad. Well, yeah, I guess the API they're using is Twitch's API, so it's probably more likely because of Twitch and not because of the way they're making the API calls. Strange, because in previous years it was actually very consistent. You'd see a whole bunch of streamers here and they would stay there until they stopped streaming. See, I just appeared. There I am. And in a few minutes I might disappear again. Hello, Andrew O'Bannon. That reminds me, I need to cancel my Prime sub since they decided to increase the price and reduce the quality of service. Oh, that sucks. Yeah. Yeah, I think Prime is becoming less and less of a good deal over the years, definitely. I think the last time I used Prime was a few months ago, and I only subscribed for 1 month just so I could collect the Mass Effect Legendary Trilogy for free, because that week the Mass Effect Remastered Edition was free for to keep for Prime subs. I think it only lasted a couple of days. So yeah, I signed up for 1 month just to get that, and then I had to go through several confirmations to cancel my subscription, of course. Why are you using format instead of F strings? Oh yeah, I should. This is every year I keep telling myself one of these days I'll switch to using F strings, but I'm so used to format. It's hard for me to break the tradition. But yeah, I mean that is the convention now. I probably should switch to F strings. Well, since I've started with format, I'll just maintain it for this competition, but I'll try to switch for the next one. So Andrew or Bannon, are you doing CodinGame as well? So if I... Alright, so how am I going to calculate my bonus points? I guess I have to compare all the tricks I can get and compare them against whether the enemy has those tricks already. And if they don't, then those are potential bonus points. Now, there are some bonus points which are locked in, because if we knew that we have scanned a fish and then we've scared it off the side of the map, then that's locked in. We know that the enemy will never be able to get that bonus point. So, but that's kind of advanced logic. We don't have to worry about that. But that's a smart thing to do. So if we know that we've got some locked-in bonus points, we don't need to bother collecting them because we know that the enemy will never be able to claim them. So that's an optimization, which could go in this method. Make a note of that. So if they locked in, we don't want to output those. The whole point of this is which bonus points do we want to cash in early because we don't want our opponent to claim them. Okay, so I think there's some data we haven't stored that we might need here. We need to store drone scan count. So all right, let's think. Alright, so far I've been using this thing called scanned creatures, and this is just a set which is the union of all the scans I've accumulated and reported. I think we need to make this more granular now. We need to say, okay, there are reported scans. These are locked in. We never need to scan those again. And then there are scans which drones are holding on to but are not reported yet. And there's a difference. Right now we've just been treating both as scans, so should we make that distinction? So let's say my scanned creatures. See, I don't like the terminology here because that actually means that should actually say reported, not scanned. What did they call it? Yeah, look, it says my scan count for your amount of saved scans. So I'd rather say my saved scan count or my reported count. My reports. Call it reports. My reports count. I don't like that they've called it scan, and that's misleading. Because you have another thing called scan later on. Here. No. Here. There's another thing called scan, but this one's non-saved scans, so they're both called scan count. That's really confusing. All right, so let's say this is my reports count, my reports creatures, and then yeah, copy that in for the enemy. Hang on, hang on, hang on. Why have we got this the other way around? That's just weird. Okay. Okay, so we've got enemy, so we want reports. Alright, and now we're going to store reports. My reports. I don't like the variable here, but my reports creatures. How else would I word it? I don't want to say reported. I think that's fine. My reports creatures. Okay. So here we have to change creatures. Okay, we have to change this logic later on. Here we want my reports creatures, enemy reports creatures. Okay. Alright, so that's reports, and then we've got individual scans. Alright, so a drone needs to store all his own scans. Drone. Scans equals set. Just an empty set. We'll just dump creatures into that. So need more coffee. Alright, so then let me just get this back into a workable state before I do that. Actually, let me heat the water. Yeah, you know what? I think I might actually, this right now, after I've sorted out this scans thing, I might actually switch to using F strings. Guys, this whole thing is just going to repeat every year. Every year I say I'm going to do it and I don't. Alright, today is the day. This is an important day in history. The day I switched to using F strings in Python. Man, when was the day that I switched to using format in Python? Like a decade ago? From, what was I using before? I was using the args where you put in like percent D, percent F something. I can't remember how that works. I don't do that anymore. The C style. Alright, so gotta keep up with the times. That's what all the cool kids do now. Where was I? Drone scans. Alright, so we've got to put scans.add. Right. So we don't do this. We just say drone ID. Alright, you know what? Okay, we create the drones there. And then here... Alright, the moment we find the ID, we need to find the drone. In our drones list. We don't have a drones list. I don't want a drones list either. No, we do have a drones list. It's literally that. So we need to find the drone in there. So we need to say drone equals... Hang on. What is the cleanest way to do this? It's gonna be... So basically, it'll be that plus enemy drones, just concatenate them together. Dot find... Wait, isn't this a thing? Can you do a list find with the predicate? What am I thinking of, like... Scala or something? Hang on. Python list find. No, that's index. That's search for an exact element. Can we not, Python list find an item that satisfies the condition? Or is this just like filter? Yeah. Just having a read of this, just get some ideas. Well, see, that's what I want to do. Oh no, it's a numpy thing. So Python doesn't have an equivalent. Okay. And numpy of where? I don't really want to start using numpy right now. So either we use filter. Yeah, filter is a clean way to do it. All right, let's do that. So we want dot filter Hang on, no, filter is a... Filter is a... Filter... Excuse me. That's gonna be... filter. Does that not return an iterable or a generator or a list? Python filter. Returns an iterator. So I don't think you can just do this, can you? Yeah, you can't get item. Just dot. So you just have to do this. Can you not? Well, I'm. Is there like a next method? Next. How do you use next? Can you just invoke next? So if you have an iterator, can you just say, so that's an iterator over marks, next. Can I not just do that? This is interesting. I'm learning new ways of writing these things. So if I just do next. So just get the next item in that, of which there should be one. So we don't want any of this logic. Just say drone.scans.add the creature. Will that work? Hello, CLTLGD. Welcome to the stream. I'm doing Fall Challenge 2023. Are you familiar with CodinGame at all? Are you even doing this tournament? Alright, and now that should compile. The only problem is this method won't do anything, but that's fine. So we have a notion of, so we've got a bunch of reports, stuff that we've reported. We have a notion of scans, stuff that the drones have. And now we want something which represents the union of both. Just collect both together and say, okay, these are all the ones which we've found. So what do I do about that? Just say, let's do this. All scanned equals self dot So my reports creatures dot union star. So we want to pass in all the d dot scans for d and self dot my drones. All scanned. So that should just compute the set of all scans we've ever found, and it will just do it once. So we do that here. Okay, so now the logic should do the same thing. I've sort of corrected everything, I think. But now the drones know what they're carrying, which was the ultimate goal here. So we should still get 29 points. Oh? Different behavior now. Got more points. Well, I didn't change anything, did I? The logic should... be the same. Unless the enemy's actually using a non-deterministic method, but... well, let's see if we like what we're doing. So we are... I don't like the color choice here. Couldn't they have made this a bit different? They both look pinkish. Like, that's supposed to be orange, but it still looks a lot like pink. Can we not change that? It's weird. Not a great color choice. Why are we going to the surface? I think our logic has actually changed. Somehow. I'm not sure how. I think we are maybe accidentally... my reports creatures. So we're using my reports creatures dot union only my drones. We're not including the enemies accidentally, are we? Should really be all my scanned. I'm suspicious of this one. I think we're getting more points, but I don't think the logic is correct. So each drone, we're finding the drone's class, of which there's a unique one, across both my drones and the enemy drones. And then we add the scan to that one drone. That seems safe. Radar blip count. What is that? We're not doing anything with that. Are we sending these in the correct order? My reports and enemy reports. Yeah. Let me log this. This logic doesn't seem correct. Okay, at this point, for some reason, it's the empty set. There are no unscanned creatures. That's wrong, for sure. Isn't it? Why haven't we found 11? Oh. Oh. No. We've stored all the creatures here. Okay, let's print set of creatures dot values. Alright, so I think all my scans, the problem lies in all my scans. That's what we introduced here. So we're heading to the surface now. So let's have a look at all my scans. So we haven't found this dude, 11. And we haven't found 4. So why is 4? Why is 4 in our list? The enemy has found him. Something's wrong then. Hello, Accuracy Chess. Are you familiar with CodinGame? This is what we're doing right now. And then we have a bug, of course. So the enemy has found that fish, but we haven't. But for some reason we're logging fish number 4 as being found by us. That's bad. What's going on here? Self.myReports creatures .union self.mydrones. Right, first things first, let's make sure we actually have our drones in my drones, because that would be a devastating error. Log self.mydrones. Yeah, we've only got 2. That's correct. It'd be pretty bad if we didn't. Alright, so take that out. Log self.myreports creatures then. Let's see what's here. What have we reported? Ten, 12, 5, 6. I think the star means we've reported it. 10, 12, 5, 6. So I think that's correct. 6 and 10. 10, 12, 5, 6. Correct. So that's the correct reported. So the only thing left to check is this thing here. Log d.scans for d and self.mydrones. We have to unpack the generator. Nemo Adventure. Yeah, that's right, Zen, pretty much. We're scanning for fish. Is there actually a clownfish amongst them? I don't think so. Oh, there we go. Well, that's a mistake. So apparently we are... It thinks we are holding scan number 4. But we never scanned that one. So how on earth did that slip in? The only time we ever change scans is down here. So this is where the problem is, surely. Let's try logging that. I don't understand why that would fail. I always wanted to make my own game, but it failed. Okay. Well, 90% of attempts to make a game fail. So you just gotta try 10 times then. I mean, yeah, it's often difficult to set the right boundaries. I think most of the time people set their boundaries too high, and then they get like 50% of the way there, and then they just don't know how to close the gap. So it's always good to set your boundaries low. So try making Pong game short stories the first and last. Tempting. This stuff needs high level of patience, my weakness. That's true, yeah. The whole area of game dev requires a lot of patience, especially as it's a low reward thing. Like a lot of the time, you kind of know if you make this game, not a lot of people are going to play it. And if you're trying to make a game for money, you're not you know, that you can be 99% sure you're not going to make much money out of it. Yeah, the motivation can be a problem for making games. Okay, let's see what the problem is here then. We've got log ID. Not that simple, especially working us alone. That's why many have a team to create a single game. Yeah, working as a team can definitely help with motivation. And yeah, I have sort of dabbled in game dev before, but I never really finished anything. I might get back into that next year. Might be a good time to try again. Right. Let's just log this and see what's going on. Something is really weird here. So 0 and 2. Drone 0 and drone 2 should be finding... This is very interesting. So drone 0... Where's drone 0? Drone 0 has nothing. Drone 2... Alright, so we go here. Drone 0 has those 4. Drone 2 has those 6. These ones here. 6, 5, 10, 12. 7, 6, 12, 13, 14, 15. What are you trying to fix anyway? The bug I have is that each of these drones are carrying scans of fish that they found. So, and we're outputting them here. So drone number 0, which is one of our drones, is holding a scan of fish number 6. And he's also holding 5 and 10 and 12. Drone number 2 is holding 7 and 6 and 12 and 13, 14, 15. So that's correct. And drone 1, which is the enemy, is carrying 4, and so on. The problem is, later on in my code, it thinks that I'm holding 4, which is this squid here. But clearly, according to this log, we're not. So how did 4 find its way into our scan list? So so according to this, we're logging... We're adding the drone scans correctly. But then, at some point... it flips. It says we're holding... the squid. We never found the squid, so it shouldn't appear in our drones. Let's see how it slipped in. So... probably gonna have to finish soon as well. Let me just get some more coffee. Scanner didn't find any error, but visually we have an error on squid. Yeah, sort of. So somehow, so we have a class for a drone, and in this class we're storing all the scans we find. Somehow the squid got into that class, but we never put it in, or at least, well, I don't know. Apparently we have, but we shouldn't have. So we've done something a bit wrong somewhere. All right, so I think this code is working correctly. We're putting the scan in the drone, in the correct drone. Here. No, not here. Here. NPC rebellion. Ooh, let's just make one slight change here. Let's do drone dot ID none. Maybe there's a mismatch between the drone's ID and the ID we're using here. So will we still get these same ID numbers? Oh, that could be the problem. No, that wasn't the problem. The ID number is fine. Okay. Then the other thing we need to log is log self dot my drones 0 dot scans. Okay, we take the first drone. Output is ID number and what scans he's holding. I want to see what he's holding right now. So it should be drone 0. See, why has he got 4? So at the beginning of the game, he had nothing. So this is drone 0, alright? So he moves along. He's there. And I found 7. Huh? Well, this is wrong. Why has he got 7? Okay, so drone 2 found 7 and 6. Drone 0 found 6. So we should be seeing only 6 here. Not 6 and drone 2 should be seeing 6 and 7. What the heck? Just do the other drone as well. I want to see what drone 2 gets. Alright, so they both got 7. That's wrong. 7 is that one, 6 is that one. They should have 6. Is it really as simple as wrong ID numbers on the creatures or something? Hang on, let's go back to the basics with the creatures. Creature ID is that ID 6. We should be seeing ID 6. Alright, well the other thing, the obvious thing to list is visible fish as well. Log self dot log self dot visible creatures. This one should have 6. If it has 7, then there is the problem. Well, that's also part of the problem, but okay, so seven should be in the visible set. Why can't we see 7? Or maybe it's... Okay. What? Visible creatures is empty. Something is wrong with the visible creatures set. Or maybe it's the timing thing. We only read visible creatures at... Oh! No, I think it's correct. I think I misunderstood this. I think our site... What is our sight range? Oh wow, we've got radars for the fish. We haven't used this. This is new. Why isn't this green highlighted? Right, so... But we could worry about that later. Only fish within the light radius of one of your drones will be visible to you. But the light radius... It's a bit ambiguous. Is light radius the fixed number and scan radius is different from light radius? Alright, well that's a separate issue, but right now we see 7, okay. So that's visible. 0... Why is 0 got 7? So we scanned 7, but it appeared in both 0 and 2. The heck? Oh my god, I know what the problem is. This is not the correct... Oh man. This is a class variable. I forgot about this. This is not a local variable. This is a class variable. So every drone that puts stuff in scans this is a shared set between all instances of drone. We should never do that. And I fell for that trap a long time ago and I forgot about that. That's not correct. Scans should be a set of creature and it shouldn't be shared. So when we create drone, alright, we can fix this. When we create the drone, wow, I forgot all about that. That's pretty hard to debug as well because you don't realize they're sharing memory. Alright, when do we create the drone? So just give it an empty set for now. Or that. So now that should all work now. So the other issue is so this, okay, this is no longer important because we use the radar to know where they are. Have I done that mistake anywhere else? See, look. That's very bad. That's so bad. That means every creature is, what, sharing the same position and velocity? Yeah, that's disastrous. It hasn't been an issue because we haven't really been... that really has messed things up. Pause. Here's a pause. Velocity. I don't even know what happens in that case. I guess they're all sharing the same pause and velocity, whichever is the last creature we found. That's terrible. So when we create a creature, we want to give it a... I don't know. Off the map. I don't like... Okay, fine. Let's see if that changes things now. On a hashable type set. What? On hashable type set. What? Okay, first of all, why would that change? Affect anything, but yeah, we should have a hash method. I don't know why it's only complaining now. Wait, why are we even trying to hash a drone? Why would we do that? Self to orders. Oh, I see. We don't need it to be a... Okay, fine. I see, because we added the set and it doesn't know how to hash it anymore. That's interesting. So yeah, we highlighted some things which have been wrong all along for our program. Alright, points go down, but at least it's doing what I'm expecting it to do. That's the more important thing right now. That's really... Yeah, I made some bad mistakes. So, yeah, should have overridden hash. So without that, what is it doing? I guess it's hashing these things, which is bad. But it's okay, because a drone would have a unique tuple of these anyway, except for scans is a mess, because you don't want to hash a set. Yeah, IDW is unique, just do that. Alright. So that is no change really, we just fixed a bunch of bugs. Alright, what's the time? Yeah. I could probably go for like 15 more minutes. I didn't even drink my coffee, damn it. Alright, what now? What can I do in like 15 minutes? It is recommended to change equal method as well if you change hash. I was just thinking that right now, yes. But yeah, thanks for reminding me. I guess the reason it's not complaining is because there have been no hash collisions. And I guess there never will be. Well, it could happen. But if it's a data class, I mean, yeah, I should override it. I don't like, because if I start changing drone or creature at some point, I might change it in a way. So right now, I think, what will it default to? It will just default to taking the tuple off these values, which will mostly be okay. In the case of scans, it will just take the memory location of the set, which will also be okay. But yeah, it's bad practice to just leave that unchanged. So right now it'll work, and there won't be any collision issues or anything, because there's a unique memory location of the scan set. But it's better to just make it just that. Same for creature, I suppose. Is there like a quick way of doing this? You'd have thought there'd be just like a... I mean, it's just two methods, that's fine. You'd have thought you could just give it a representation and say, this is my representation, so you can use this for anything. Hash, equal, less than, stuff like that. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Alright, so... what to do now? Our rank is like midway between the league. That's good, considering we're not really cashing in on the bonus points, which is something we really need to do. Oh, I said I was going to switch to F strings. Should we just do that? Let's do that. Alright. I don't even know how F strings work. Let's look this up. I assume it's straightforward. I mean, if people are using them, so... Python F strings. Geeks for geeks. It's always good. Alright. Damn it, Google, I don't understand Vietnamese. Right. So you format it in the same way as you would for format. So you put F, And then you literally just reference the value. Fair enough. It seems... What is this? So that is the methods of today. The variables. It's faster than format and percent. Okay, that's all I need to know for now. I guess there's all kinds of other tricks that you can use. All right, where have I used format? Today's the day. I mean, there are advantages to format, which are kind of like one is apparent here, where I can just focus on what the string looks like, and then I can focus on what I want to insert into it. Like, that's one place where I would actually prefer format, except in this case we can... Okay, let's try it out. F. And here it would be... Wait, so can we just do this? Or does that have to be a variable name? So we could do logic in there? Oops. Ah, if I hold shift I can scroll right and left. Okay, that's useful. Seems fine. Alright. Let me get rid of all this logging as well. So yeah, we can do it this way. Alright, so here we want... So here, can I do what? Pos colon x? Is that what you do? Pos colon y? And... this... What's going on here? Oh. Why isn't it capturing this one? Or the color is... Okay, I don't know if it is actually capturing that. Let's test it. Oh, I forgot to put an F, that's why. Unsupported format string passed to pos.format. Was it the pos? Is X only for methods? Like get X. Alright, so if I do pos.x, pos.y. Alright, seems fine. Alright, well, bye-bye format. I think there are cases I would still use format if there's like a really long-winded tuples in a string and I'm writing a whole sentence and putting values here and there. In those cases, and I may want to just keep it the old way. That way I can focus separately on what the string looks like and what the values are, but that's a different thing. Also, if you're passing in a set of arguments to format, like a generic set of arguments, then that might also be good as well. Like if you have a list of values and you want to pass them into format, you can just do star list and it'll insert them into the gaps in the string. So that's a good way of making it generic. But otherwise, I mean, those situations rarely ever come up, at least in the stuff that I've coded. So yeah, do that. Is there any other format? No. Okay. Alright, so I've got like just a few minutes left. Anything else I want to do? I'm not going to take in any of these on. We could store these radar blips. So it's saying for iron range radar blip count, inputs equals input dot split, drone ID, creature ID, radar. Let me look this up. So will this actually tell you if a fish has escaped from the map? Because that's very interesting. That actually will influence where I want to hang about. If I know that there's no more fish on the bottom, there's no point being down there. Alright, radar. So this was new in, what, this league or the previous one? I completely missed this. Because this is not highlighted, so... Right. Radar. To better navigate the dark depths, drones are equipped with radars. For each creature, fish or monster in the game zone, the radar will indicate top left, top right, bottom left. So it's purely a quadrant-based thing. What if it's... If it's... Same X coordinate, it'll be on the left. Same Y coordinate, it'll be on the top. Okay. Okay, good. So we can basically get a straight up bound for what quadrant the fish lies in. So, for each creature, we could actually store 4 parameters. A min x, max x, min y, max y. And we already know values for those, right? Because we know that each type of fish stays within this rectangle. So whenever we see the radar, we can actually take the union of those 2 quadrants. We can make a method for that, simple geometry. And we get the restricted range where the fish must be. So every fish we can store a rectangle where we know it is. And this radar works for every fish. Wait, what if it's not off the map? In the game zone. So if a creature is missing from the game zone, then we'll know, because we won't see it on the radar. So we should also keep track of that as well. I need to make a note here. Keep track of radar locations of fish and fish missing from game. And we can just update our creature table to delete those fish for good, because we know they don't exist anymore. Actually, we shouldn't delete them from the creature table. We should just make a note that they're gone. Alright, this is why we are falling behind, because we really need to use this radar. That pins down where all the fish are. Like, that's so good. Now we can actually kind of head towards the nearest fish, because we roughly know where they are. And if you're too... See, if your two drones are spread out, then you can use geometry to work out roughly where the fish must be, because if one sees it's in this rectangle and the other sees it in this rectangle, then you take the intersections of the two rectangles and you pin down a smaller location for it. So that is the motivation for having our radar be in different x coordinates, but also in different y coordinates. Sorry, different y coordinates, but also in different x coordinates. So we shouldn't be like this. We should be staggered. We should have one fish here, one drone here, one drone here, because that sort of gives us the maximum knowledge from our radars. So whenever they have nothing to do, they can return to their respective spots. Oh man, this opens up so much. I feel dumb for missing that. I guess that was introduced last league. I just missed it completely. So that's a big one. That's what we do next stream. Before we move on to the bonus points. Because now every fish... We have so much knowledge about every fish. Interesting. Alright. Gotta go to the gym. Yesterday I skipped the gym because it was too rainy. And it's raining now, but I've got to force myself. At least it's not cold today. Alright, so, should I just do one more submit? Okay, we'll just make sure it doesn't crash and submit it. I don't think I've really changed much logic, but just make sure this is the one we're submitting. I think it'll be the same rank, 223 or so. So I think next stream we have a shot at beating this league, because we missed out the radar, which is the biggest, most powerful thing we could be using right now. If we do that, and collect our bonus points, I think those two things will beat the boss, because I've already identified several flaws with the boss. I don't like the fact that it's starting there and sitting about doing nothing, and then I don't even like its movement, because look, it overlaps, and that's inefficient, because if they overlap, then one is doing redundant work, because you don't double scan fish. If one drone scans a fish, then there's no point in the other drone scanning the fish. So I think if we stay staggered, we'll beat the boss. Because we're already getting decent points, considering that we're not really using the information to the full extent. So, yeah. Alright. Thank you for watching, everyone, and thanks for the tips. Andrew O'Bannon, thank you for pointing out the thing about F strings as well, because that's actually this. I guess this is the day I switched to F strings. Yeah, see you next time, DJ. I think I'll probably carry on tomorrow. I'm quite invested in this now.